Last week we explored the Saguenay Fjord and its cold, deep waters and its stunning rock walls. This week we're going to go from Tadoussac across the Gulf of the St. Lawrence and over to Gaspé. We had a great weather window, so we made the decision to travel from Tadoussac to Cap O's, 220 miles in 34 hours. We left Tadoussac in the fog, and these are some sea lions. We saw beluga whales, and we think we saw some other kinds of whales, but they were too far away for us to really tell what they were. We had a little bit of fog, and you could hear the foghorns on the ships, but it was a spectacular start to our journey. So, when you're doing the Great Loop, you have to worry about the Great Lakes because they're massive and they have their own weather systems. You have to worry about some of the sounds on the ICW, the Gulf of Mexico, or whatever you want to call it now, and the crossing, the Chesapeake Bay, the Delaware Bay, and crossing around New Jersey. So there's 5 or 6 spots that can get tricky with weather. On the down east loop, the big one is, there's several bad spots. But from Tadoussac all the way around to Gaspé is huge. We're in the Gulf of St. Lawrence now. It's, every mile that we go farther, it gets wider and wider. And I think we're 10 or 12 miles wide right here. You can see the South Shore over there. The North Shore looks about the same. There's scattered little marinas along here. And they're not marinas. It's like a fishing area for the town. So it's sometimes hard. You can't just call them up and say, hey, can I reserve a spot and stuff like that. There's the French language barrier. There's lots of variables with these marinas. So anyway, the weather, today's Saturday. The weather today and tomorrow and possibly Monday are decent. Tomorrow's wind is going to be on our bow, and it's nothing but Atlantic Ocean out that way, or the Gulf, but it's big, so it's going to be fetchy. Predict wind and windy are saying 1 footers, but I don't know if I trust that because it's gusting to 15 miles an hour out of that direction, so it's nothing but fetch, so it could build and build and build. We'll see. But anyway, we're trying to make a long run from Tadoussac as far around to Gaspé as we can. We're going to a little place called Cap Hours. I'll put it in a little thing. But it's 220 miles. It's going to be an overnight. Will and Joy are behind us. They will probably catch up to us. If everything goes perfect, maybe we will get to go all the way around to Gaspé, because there is a week of no travel. The winds are going to be gusting to 25 and 30, and out here anything over 10 or 15 is iffy. So we have to get as far as we can because we're going to be sitting still for at least a week. So this was a very long little blurb talking about the down east loop here, but it can get really tricky out here because this is big water. It's a lot. I hate saying stuff like this, but the winds have been at 5 miles an hour, maybe all day. We're in a pretty massive body of water. I can barely see the other side. I'll put it in the little doo-doo, and let you know how many miles across we are right here. But we're 100 miles or more straight ahead is just ocean. So it could be awful here, but man, look at this. And I should knock on wood that it stays like this. It's forecasted to kind of be like this, but we'll see. Yeah, unbelievable. That's just flat water. There are some little cloud things kind of popping up. I hope none of them are thunder clouds. I guess I'll go look at the radar. But like I said, the forecast looks good. Good morning, sunrise. Great night out here. No fog yet, although it looks like it might get foggy. And it was fairly smooth all night, just about like that right there. You know, those are maybe 1 foot. So the wind is coming out of the bad spot. So it is fetchy. If the wind picks up much, it'll be a little rolly out here. 34 hours. We gave him, Ocean, all the chances to go potty on the boat. Okay. But he wouldn't potty on the boat, so someone's ready to go. Yesterday was pretty awful all day with really strong winds and that crazy fog. But this morning is gorgeous. We're gonna explore the town here on Friday afternoon when Stacy's done with work, and I can't wait. I might come in today because right up here is the grocery store. Not sure if I can see it from down here on the beach. It's right up there. I'll point it out. But yeah, pretty nice. It's good to see the sunshine. I need to dive under the boat today. I'm gonna put on my dry top because I want to see if there's any real damage from hitting bottom a couple days ago. Onward. Our trip around the point over to Gaspé was incredible. We saw some whales off in the distance. We saw a few different lighthouses, rock walls, and trees that are just stunning. A sailboat that looked tiny compared to the landscape behind it. It was definitely a highlight of our trip so far. And we had calm conditions. It was just a wonderful journey. Gaspé was a beautiful city. We definitely could have spent more time there, but because of the weather and calm conditions the next day, we were only able to spend one afternoon here. We definitely could have spent more time, as there's a lot to see and do in Gaspé. Hiking these old railroad tracks would have been pretty fun. Although the mosquitoes and the horseflies are really bad in this part of the northeast Canada. So thank you all for watching this week's video. Stay tuned for next week. I'll recap the storm of the century that we rode through. We'll go by Pierce Rock and on our way down to PEI. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon.